All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Ryan Garcia disrespecting Devin Haney. Devin Haney responds on Twitter, and it's all over him, Ryan Garcia, wanting the Gervonta Tank Davis fight and saying ain't none of those other fights even worth it. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. We are in the lightweight division today, like most people are talking about boxing right about now. And specifically, we're talking about Ryan Garcia, who had a press conference today talking with his fight, coming up with Javier Fortuna. And he called for a fight, obviously says that he wants the Gervonta Tank Davis fight next. Devin Haney responds on Twitter, and it's hilarious. And it's ironic at the same time, the whole interchange. And it also tells us a lot about the sport of boxing. So let's talk about that in this video. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a long-time subscriber rather to the channel, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching the videos that we do on a daily basis and the video and the live streams we do every morning throughout the week. Gets to be a bit of a grind, but hey man, it's always fun talking boxing with y'all. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. All right, so over the last couple days, there's been press conferences leading up to the fight that Ryan Garcia is going to be having with Javier Fortuna. It is a fight that has no belts on the line. I think maybe Ryan is a WBC interim champion, something like that. But this was a fight that was supposed to take place before. Javier Fortuna, I do believe, is a former 130-pound titleist or 126-pound titleist. Good, awkward fighter. Really aggressive, but awkward and dirty. One of the dirtiest fighters that there are in boxing, in my opinion. Had a good fight a couple years ago at 135 pounds with Robert Easter, but then, moved up into, I believe he fought Adrian Granados at 140 and got washed. But then he also lost that last fight, I do believe was the Jojo Diaz. So that fight is coming up with Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia said something in that press conference that I know got underneath the skin of Devin Haney, because Devin Haney responded on Twitter. And what Ryan Garcia said is, look, after this fight's over, I want Gervonta Davis. I don't want to talk about anybody else. That's the fight I want. That's the biggest fight, the most important fight he may have said in boxing, but definitely he meant in the lightweight division. Same thing was said by Oscar De La Hoya, his promoter, that Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis is the biggest fight, right? Biggest fight, one of the biggest fights in boxing, and the big fight that they want to have take place. Now, that is a mighty, if I'm Devin Haney, I feel like that's a slap in the face, because Devin Haney is the undisputed champion, undisputed lightweight champion. He has the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO belts. He's coming off of a win over in Australia against George Kambosos, and most definitely deserves to be considered the top guy in the lightweight division. He put the work in. He was fortunate to get that fight with George Kambosos, because by all signs that fight wasn't going to take place. But Vasily Lomachenko couldn't take the fight. Devin Haney took a less than perfect deal to take the fight, and deserves all the credit in the world for winning that fight, right? And being, again, the top lightweight. Gervonta Davis is an excellent fighter. Lomachenko's an excellent fighter in that division. Nakathila is an excellent fighter, just moved up to that weight division, right? A bunch of guys in that weight division can fight for sure. Even if you want to talk about Shakur Stevenson, who's a weight class down, but generally in that area. But if he came up there and decided to fight at 135, Devin Haney would be the man. He deserves that. He earned that. However, in the world of boxing, where money talks, right? You know the saying, money talks and BS walks, right? The belts, BS might as well stand for belts. Money talk and belts walk. And in this particular case, the money talking is Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. And that is, my friend, without a doubt. Everybody else, in the words of, everybody else, everybody else are pretty much employees working for checks. Other than Gervonta Davis and maybe Ryan Garcia, depending on what contract he has with Golden Boy. However, the guy that is really earning the money in that division is Gervonta Davis. So Ryan Garcia saying that he wants that fight, that's a big fight, that's the one that counts, is talking about popularity and who it is that people actually want to see. And that is, to put it lightly, is the what's the word? That is the duplicitous nature of boxing, if that's the right word to use, where on one side of it, boxers are always, your fans are always pointed at the belts. That's what's important. But the belts are what's used to sell the fight to the fans. So, right? So the belts, and you'll become the champion. You'll become rich. You'll become famous, right? You will be, you'll have a great leg, all of that type of stuff. But the purpose of the belts in prize fighting is the actual prize. And the thing that the promoters and the networks and even the fighters at the end of the day respect the most is who's going to put butts in the seats and who is going to get people to click that pay-per-view button or to click that, just click that button at all if you're on regular TV and watch, and so that the advertisers can spend money on it, right? So there you have Ryan Garcia pointing and Oscar De La Hoya pointing right at the money and ignoring the belts. And that, is on one side of it to say that, that everything goes to everything goes through Tank or everything goes, I don't know where Oscar De La Hoya is getting this all roads lead to Ryan Garcia nonsense. However, when you look at Ryan Garcia and you look at Devin Haney, by all, objective measures, the biggest star right now is Ryan Garcia. However, that will probably not continue if Devin Haney can back up that win with George Kambosos with another win with George Kambosos and maybe a win with Vasily Lomachenko, that really may, and he starts knocking people out, that very well may change. But Devin didn't appreciate it. Went on Twitter and said, here you go. Basically, Devin is Ryan Garcia always calling out for fights when he, basically accusing him of clout chasing Gervonta Davis, always calling for fights with other people. And then, while he has a fight, but then after that, not taking a fight, right? Clearly got under his skin. However, I would say that I believe that Ryan Garcia is dead serious about that Gervonta Davis fight. I just don't think that Oscar De La Hoya is serious about it, especially when he offers that 50-50, any type of conversation about 50-50 with a guy like Gervonta. But anyway, man, and I would think that the best route for Ryan Garcia would probably be a Devin Haney fight. I think, Golden Boy and Top Rank may very well be able to work with each other on that if Devin stays in the weight class long enough. But more than likely, those two dudes are going to wind up at 140 pounds at the same time because both of them are bigger lightweights, bigger, on the big side for lightweights, and are probably going to wind up being there together while Gervonta is still down there at 135 with, fighting, where guys like, Frank Martin, Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson and will be around there. But anyway, I just thought that was real interesting, man. That Devin is getting the credit he deserves for his incredible boxing skill and his incredible accomplishment that he just pulled off in Australia. But at the same time, you've got that money side of boxing really, really skewing it and saying, okay, man, the guys that are the biggest attractions that really could make Devin the biggest star, if he could get them, Devin is walled off from those fights for a multitude of reasons. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.